Rachel Galligan back joining us again. What's up, Rachel?
Hey, you guys. How you doing?
Doing good. We're going to start in Manhattan. That clash we talked about, number 12 Kansas State getting the 59-50 win over TCU, and they did it without Ioka Lee again. Your thoughts on the game and how they were able to get it done?
I have one thing to say. Serena Sundell. That was one of the most dominant performances we have seen out of anyone in the Big 12 this season. It was a statement from the senior guard with how she took over the second half of that game. She had a season high 27 points, 23 of those points coming after halftime. She single-handedly outscored TCU 15-11 in the third quarter. And Kansas State just did a great job of really taking advantage of mismatches and utilizing her versatility. You know, overall, there's a reason why Kansas State is one of the best defensive teams in the country. They set the tone early on, they controlled the pace of the game, and they kept TCU uncomfortable on the offensive end of the floor.
You're right. That performance was extremely impressive. But you want to talk about two teams that are impressive, Utah and Baylor. They seem to have it going in the right direction. They both picked up big wins on Wednesday. What have you seen from each of these programs that has impressed you?
Well, it was a night of season highs for Utah in a really good battle with Texas Tech. Jenna Johnson had 20 points. Kennedy McQueen had a season high, 18 points. And Utah getting Kennedy McQueen back has been huge. They were without the fifth-year guard for 5 games in January. They went 2-5 during that stretch. They've now won 4 in a row. 3 of those since she has returned, and you still have Gianna Neepkins, who continues to be one of the most efficient scorers in the country, averaging 18.6 points per game, shooting 50% from the floor and 45% from the perimeter. And when it comes to Baylor, I just feel really good about this team right now. They've now won 3 in a row. They're coming off that 45-point win over Houston on Wednesday. They're still receiving votes for the top 25. You've just got so many weapons on this team with 6 players averaging double figures. Nikki Collin has just found ways to really utilize their depth effectively. They play with great pace and balance. They've done a really good job of playing from the inside out and working for high percentage shots. And they share the basketball well. They're 5th in the nation in assists at 19.8 per game.
Yeah, Nikki Collin in her senior year playing at Marquette averaged about 7 assists a game. So you know she loves seeing the girls spread the wealth like that. Let's spread some love right now. Looking outside of the top conference contenders, which players have jumped off the screen for you recently?
I think you got to talk about Caitlin Peterson. She dropped 28 and hit 5 threes against Houston last week to help UCF earn their first conference win. She's 2nd in the Big 12 in scoring, averaging 20.9 points per game. She's so fun to watch. You guys have got to check her out. And then I think it's important we take note of the incredible season that freshman Delaney Gibb is having for BYU. She's earned Big 12 Freshman of the Week honor 6 times so far this season. She leads the team in scoring at 17 points per game. As a freshman, she dropped 19 against UCF on Wednesday, making that 2 straight wins now for BYU.
Delaney Gibb definitely puts pressure on opposing teams' defenses. But speaking of pressure, every single week the pressure gets steeper, closer to the Big 12 tournament. So before we let you go, give us a couple games that the Big 12 fans would not want to miss.
Well, first and foremost, Kansas State at Oklahoma State on Saturday. This is a huge ranked test for both of these teams. Two of the top teams in the Big 12, in my opinion. I really want to see how Oklahoma State responds after taking a tough loss to West Virginia last weekend, and how does Kansas State continue to fare without Ioka Lee. And then the other one, West Virginia at Baylor on Tuesday. I plan on being at that game. These two teams are playing their best basketball of this season. They have not yet played one another, and this is a key game, not just for Big 12 tournament positioning, but also NCAA tournament seeding.
Rachel Galligan, thank you so much for dropping the knowledge and joining us once again here on Inside the 12. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much. Have a good one.